Another day in the book community and another bookish artist trying to scam with AI. Allegedly. Let's delve into the situation because this one is interesting. So, this kicks off with a post made by an author writing, seeing another indie author get tricked by AI artists who are dishonest and deceive them out of so much money is why it's so hard to trust nowadays. I'm about to start calling people out. I'm feeling messy today. And somebody says, you should call out scammers. They make it hard for everyone, both authors and real artists. And OP says, I'm trying to get permission from the author. I don't mind blasting their name. But since it's not my art, I don't want to share things that don't belong to me just yet. But regardless of this OP being a little completely understandably hesitant to share, work that is not theirs, somebody else made a call out post writing, possible AI scam alert. Ruby Doodles, and don't send hate or bully anybody, right? Posted under a thread that she takes commissions and showed photos of art that look very AI generated. Also, it didn't align at all with her usual art style. After getting called out, she blocked me, I think. Pics are her account's old and new art. So I actually saw this happen and I was like, the moment I saw this, I was like, oof, I can smell something happening here, So somebody writes, I need more character art. It's an addiction. And then the account Ruby Doodles self-recommended themselves, writing, I heard you want more character art. May I introduce you to my favorites? So this is one of the character arts. It's a very sketchy piece. This is another one they had. This girl is another one. And here are other examples of their art. It was October 2025, so it was not that long ago. In a different art style. Want to give benefit of doubt. A lot of artists have like a simplified art style and a much more elaborate art style. So I'm not saying that alone, a different art style, means that this is suspicious. And this is the accounts. One thing I just want to point out is like you can see other examples of the work. And I should have taken screenshots, but I was in Vancouver for a week, guys. I was kind of on vacation and not really snooping. You can see here, like they have stickers. And again, the style is very different. And this is in a very different style than I would say or this. This one we could maybe give benefit of doubt. Maybe you just like really simplified it. This is another example of some of their art, which is again like a little bit of a different style. It's kind of like an in-between, a bit interesting. So the true question at the end of the day, is this work that is being shown AI generated or is it legitimate? Just having a different art style alone is not a good enough reason, right? To accuse somebody of generating something with AI. And again, I want to add a bunch of disclaimers. A big one is taking a look at all the artists' work together in conjunction. Just 1-2 things here. There could be artist error, human error. It happens all the time. But also another one to look for are errors that humans tend to not make, things that are a bit more nonsensical. Zooming into this sketch as we scroll, one thing that I personally kind of like take a peep at are the ears. Like, is there any consistency with it? The ears and the eyes, are there any consistency across characters with it? Do they tend to draw in the same style? One way you can tell if something's AI generated is something that is very stylized, again, like ears, eyes, whatever, that they look really different art piece to art piece, but somehow the art piece looks like it's the same style. That's always one that's like, here between these characters, there actually is a fair amount of consistency there. So I'm not seeing anything with that particularly. We look a little bit into the clothing aspect, clothing details, because that sometimes is another kind of dead giveaway of something being a bit odd or maybe it not making as much sense. That's where you get a little bit of some stuff is not really adding up here, like the clothing, the buttons on the clothes. Okay, now the jacket, right? We have a button up here at the very top, and then there is a ginormous gap, and then we have 3 more buttons. What happened to the button that would be here? To match up with the buttons. And then also look at the buttonholes, right? Because this artist draws the buttonholes on the other side. Oh my God, Chip. Look at my baby. Ooh, Chippy kiss. Hi, Chippy. But a big one are the buttonholes. And again, the buttonholes literally do not match with the buttons at all. If you're able to render at this skill level, I'm going to assume that you would, know how to match button to buttonhole. We have buttonhole? No buttonhole for that one. And then it matches on the very bottom. That's a bit odd. And then same thing with up here. We have a Henley shirt, and then there's like a chunk cut out of the top of the Henley shirt. Maybe it's like a specific Henley shirt design. I don't know. I haven't seen one that looked like that particularly though. And then other elements of the jacket that isn't really adding up. Like we have a little dot here. What exactly is this little pin dot for? Sometimes artists, you accidentally leave a brush stroke on the piece in some random spot. Happens. I do that all the time on Procreate. I accidentally touch it with my palm and then it marks it. This isn't like a brush stroke though, so it's a bit interesting. And then there's like details with the sketching, because this is like a sketchy piece, right? That I'm kind of like, I don't really know why the sketch looks like this. Now, maybe again, you just like added some scribbles here or there and like left it a little bit rough, a little bit sketchy, but there's like wrinkles going across the denim jacket that also cuts across the pocket. Now, like in a denim jacket, the pocket is really stiff, so you typically wouldn't see the crease in the clothing completely match up from clothing straight into pocket. Like there's no divot, no deviation. It's not like flattening out where the pocket is and creasing around the pocket. So no account for like the stiffness that would be here. Bit interesting. And then we again have like random cross-hatching lines everywhere. Benefit of doubt, some artists do that as part of their art style. So if this is typically the art style that the artist would do, I'm not going to question it, right? But that's just something that is a bit interesting. Now, going to the face, one other thing that I find a bit odd is that this person, the male character here, has stubble. Totally fine. Most artists don't draw the stubble patchy. Like, this is definitely a choice to do. Maybe the artist forgot. I don't know. But that's definitely a little bit, had me scratching my head a little bit there. Now we get into this piece, and this one is, a little some interesting stuff happening here. This looks to be the same character, where now we don't have the patchy beard anymore, so it's not like part of the character design. But look at the shirt, okay? We have another Henley with 0 buttonholes on the other side. Sometimes artists just don't want to draw it, you know, and just being lazy. I'm totally with you on that one. But they draw it here. It just looks like they forgot to render this. But the pockets. We have a chest pocket here and a chest pocket here. Why is this pocket only 80% of the size of this pocket? Like, this is what I mean by errors that humans wouldn't make. This person, if this is legitimately drawn, they have a high level of anatomy, right? You just wouldn't make an 80% pocket here. This is just an error that AI would make, though. And then again, we have the oddities with the collar happening. No buttonholes again, but there's buttons. But delving back into the call-out post, somebody in the comments took a look at the photo that was a lot more stylized, right? This one, this piece here, and they zoomed in on the laces. And they were like, the laces in the before makes it look like there was no before AI. Oh boy, what is happening here? What is happening with the laces? This does not look like a human error to me, because this looks completely garbled. Like, I can't tell where the lace is supposed to start and where the lace is supposed to end. Because even with something that's stylized, right, that is hand-drawn, there is a rhyme, reason, and you can see the artist's logic as to why it's drawn a specific way. That does not look right, like, at all. Another person says, yeah, the shoelaces in the second photo aren't right at all. The guy having a zipper on one side of his button up in the third photo also doesn't make sense. And in the last pic, the top button is warped in a strange way. Definitely AI. Wait, where's the zipper? Oh, this is the, oh, what the hell? Oh, you know, not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about this one. How is that supposed to happen? Now, I'm so sorry because some of you guys get really frustrated when I give a lot of benefit of doubt. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. Sorry. But there are jackets. There are jackets that have both zippers and buttons. I actually own one that is like that. So that on its own may not be the reddest of flags. To me, there's just oddities in more aspects of the clothing. This one side of the jacket is just higher up than the others. And maybe it's because the shoulder is like this, but there's just not enough fabric. Like from the seam here to the top, it's like 1.5 inches, maybe tops. From the seam up to here, that's like 2 inches. We just got different heights on the jacket size. And again, it's just, this is something where it's like the level of anatomy and rendering this person is allegedly capable of, I would imagine that to be more balanced. And then what I'm also curious about is like between this male character and this female character, what happened to the rest of the body? Like, I get maybe they drew it on a portrait canvas or something and didn't flesh out the rest of the body, but why? Because if it was supposed to be used for character art for, you know, promoting a book, wouldn't you draw the rest of the character? That part to me was just a bit confusing. And another person writes, I feel you. Can always tell when they post couple images and the two characters are completely different art styles. The girl is giving simple Disney style and the guy is giving much more detail closer to realism. Like, look at the ears. The detail on her inner ear compared to his is so different. An actual artist wouldn't have such different styles between genders of characters. What is also interesting is this is another art piece that was posted to the artist page. This one does not look AI. They can draw. I don't know why they got pieces that look like this when they clearly can draw. This is what I mean again. Look at the shoelaces here on this piece that looks a lot more hand-drawn. The logic for the laces here make so much sense. Like, I understand where the crisscrossing is happening. All of this makes sense. So we know you can draw laces that look correct. So what happened here? So what does the artist have to say for all of this? People immediately in the comments when they were self-promoting, you know, with the photos of like their art being like, oh, commission me, blah, 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 blah. This is what they had to say when people were commenting about it looking AI. They write, I don't use AI, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. And here's another one where they said, when somebody again accused them of using AI, they said, that's not true. Believe what you want, but I don't use AI. Those were two completely different projects. And the final result is their account is gone. Their Instagram is privated, and on Threads, you can't find their profile anymore. So what are your thoughts? Is this a legitimate artist that got falsely called out for using AI? Or was this somebody that tried to scam a little bit with some AI and then got caught and then skedaddled and tried to hide? Curious about your thoughts at the end of the day. And again, please don't bully or harass anybody mentioned. If you like this video, I appreciate it. If you like and subscribe, I just got back from San Francisco like an hour ago. So if I seem a little tired, that's why. Also, you guys are so funny, by the way, cracking me up all the time. People are like, your hair color changes so often. I like it. It just changes a lot. My hair is so damaged. It doesn't hold color anymore. Every time I wash it, I lose 25% of the color. And it's not because of like the temp or whatever or the dye. I'm literally using same temp, same dye, everything. But you know, 6-7 rounds of bleaching later, my hair's cooked. Cannot hold color at all. Let me know if your hair is so damaged it can't hold color, because like, what do you do? Like now this half of my hair is like blonde because it won't hold color anymore. And here my natural roots are black. So like, how do I blend this to look normal when it's growing out? It's like driving me crazy because I'm at that awkward root length now where everything is like, it's not long enough to where it looks like a cool, like, you know, heavily layered hair and you can get some like colors. It just looks like I didn't do my hair. That's what I dyed it black. Okay, I missed 2 flights. I started crashing out. So anyways, long ramble, but I just saw those comments. So thank you for commenting though. I appreciate it. You guys leave like very nice comments about my hair and it makes me feel very happy because I like my hair. My acne finally went away. Hair, we're glowing up, guys. Hair, we're trying to fix the roots, you know, we're getting there. But yeah, if you like this video, appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy and Coffee. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays and Saturdays at 6 p.m., Thursdays at 7:30. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.